Thank you very much, Professor Hyria. 40 years ago, when I was working on a PhD in educational psychology and also doing civil engineering, metallurgical engineering research, it was seen as very unusual. And now it's not seen as so unusual, as we see from all of your colleagues who are interested in this area. And now there are several universities in the U.S. That have departments of engineering education in their colleges of engineering. And one of the reasons for that was if you want to gain credibility in engineering, it's probably a good idea to be housed in engineering. Although folks in education know a great deal about this, there's the unfortunate issue with the credibility problem. As was mentioned, I hold two positions, and legally. Sometimes people in the U.S. have held two positions and didn't tell one another. The phased retirement arrangements at the University of Minnesota don't prohibit one from taking another job. So that's what I did. I took a new job. Well, and thank you for your patience this morning. I'm sorry about the delay. This is a seminar that Jack Lohman, Ruth Strebler, and I developed. We first did it at the American Society for Engineering Education Global Colloquium on Engineering Education in Cape Town, and some of our colleagues were present at that workshop. It's changed quite a bit since then. We did this in India at the Indian Society of Technical Education, the workshop that's following. And then last month, Jack Lohman and I did a series of, I think, 3 or 4 workshops and 3 seminars in Taiwan, starting in Kaohsiung and then moving to Taipei and working along the way. I then did a series of workshops in Hong Kong. So there's quite a lot of interest around the world in this area. Here's the focus of the seminar. And again, the idea of the seminar is to help people who are maybe thinking about pursuing more systematic work in engineering education, or those who support others, administrators, chairs, directors, who encourage and support others. This is not necessarily designed for the people who are doing the work, like many of familiar faces in the room. But it's okay, it'll give you a sense of this workshop. So we assume you're here either because you're already doing this and you have a strong interest, or you're supporting others. And this is a new area. It's very important, I think, for people in leadership positions to have some understanding of this area so that they can encourage and support others. Because here at UTM there are many pioneers who are working in this area. Whenever you're the first to do something, often there's not a lot of support, not a lot of encouragement. But I'm going to argue that this is an international movement. There's a lot of interest for this work, and you'll be joined by a much broader community of people who are doing this. Is that better? Sounds like it's a little louder. So the focus of the seminar is to enhance awareness, increase familiarity with what's going on around the globe. This is changing very rapidly. But we'll kind of give you, circa March 2009, here's what's going on around the globe in this area. There are lots and lots of resources. The handout that was distributed, I think the announcement for the seminar, which should look like like this, has a whole bunch of links to websites that support this work. The only one that's not available electronically is the one I mentioned yesterday to many of the PhD participants, the craft of research, which I'm recommending, principally because it helps one write in this domain. In a scholarly way. All the others are available online. So the format of the seminar is some reflection and dialogue. Of course, quite a lot of presentations since it's a seminar, and then we'll finish with some reflection and open conversation. Most of you already know me, but if you don't, if you want to look at it in more detail online, there'll be an expanded description. And for good or for ill, if you Google me, I come up first. So, and you can find out, a lot about me. What I would like you to do is take a moment and describe your interest in engineering education research and your experience. So, just take a minute. What is it that brings you to this area? What are the things that you're really interested in? Quickly summarize your experience. Do this individually, and then I'll ask you to turn to a neighbor and share your thoughts for a couple minutes. And then we'll just randomly invite a couple people to describe their experience and interest to the broader group. I'm the cooperative learning professor, so this is what we do. We work with engaging people in reflection and dialogue. So take a moment, jot down your ideas. So let me step back, and Kyria reminded me of this and I forgot, and actually it was the case in India and in Taiwan. We had people from many disciplines: physics, chemistry, math, business, education, who were interested in engineering education, or it's just too automatic here, in education in their discipline. So ignore the word engineering and think about educational research in your discipline. If it's physics, chemistry, mathematics, business, etc. So in your discipline. I'm sorry that I didn't make that more broadly earlier. I forgot. So maybe that's what all the flurry was about. So in your discipline. So take another 30, 45 seconds.
Assalamualaikum. Actually, when I was first get involved in this engineering education because I was asked by the faculty to do my PhD on further my research. But that time, because it has been too long to teach, and then I think I'm going nowhere in research area. I don't know where to go because I left my areas. It has been too long, so I don't know where to go. Should I go to pure engineering or something else? Then the faculty asked me to further my study. Then I said, okay, why not try? And at the end of the day, I feel this is okay. That's it.
Thank you. Actually, he finished his proposal presentation yesterday, and you've been encouraged to continue with your work and continue collecting data. So one of our success stories here. And the thing that's so encouraging to me in listening to the proposal presentations yesterday